Hi, and welcome to the Glow Interviews. My name is Katie Oman, and I am an author, psychic, and motivational speaker and coach. The Glow Interviews is a place where we can meet some really amazing and inspiring people who will be a light in the darkness. By talking with them, I know we'll all be left feeling empowered, inspired, and hopeful of a brighter tomorrow. All of the contact details for both myself and my guests will be in the contact box down here, so if you want to check us out, then please feel free to do so. Today's guest is Dawn Evans. She is an amazing soul who helps light workers and spiritual entrepreneurs get clear on their purpose and help them to manifest their dreams. Dawn works as a manifestor and mindset coach. She's a certified angel guide practitioner, happiness coach, NLP practitioner, white witch, and unicorn healing practitioner. She's one very busy woman, but she's also the brightest light, and she can't help but make you sparkle and smile and shine when you speak to her. So I'm so happy that you really came here today with me, Dawn, to help me do this. And so how are you? How are you doing?
I am so good. I'm so excited to be here. And yeah, I do a lot of stuff, don't I?
It's really weird to hear your bio read back to you. You're like, oh God, I'm actually pretty amazing. Who knew?
And there's more I'm going to keep adding to it as well.
I don't doubt that for a second. We will definitely get onto that further down the line. So, look, we've got to start with the elephant that's this year. So 2020 has been so crazy for so many of us. So how have you been doing? And have you been able to find any blessings in all this chaos that we're living through?
Well, I'm one of these people that I've loved this year. I really love this year. I know there's a lot of crazy going on out there, but I think a lot of people have pivoted and people have found things that they wouldn't have normally done.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of good stuff that's come out of it. I've seen businesses try new things. I've seen businesses thriving more than they've done before. And people really going into themselves and learning more about themselves and spending more time at home as well, which is really lovely. So there's a lot of good stuff that's been going on, even though it's still weird.
Yeah, it is. It is. And obviously you're a mum like myself. So how have your children been doing? Have they been okay with it all?
Yeah, I think they were as excited at the beginning, like, yay, pajama days and TV.
I know.
They did get a bit bored and a bit restless. And I've always been working, so I've never been really like a stay-at-home mum, but it was really nice to actually be at home with them for so long, because we we reconnected on a different level. So yeah, I've had to learn my children all over again. It's really nice.
Lovely, isn't it? But then of course you get to this point and you're like, back to school.
Yeah, you can go now. Where's the party poppers?
Pleasure. So, like I said in the intro, you are a master manifestor. And having worked with you myself, I know this to be true. So, what do you wish that people understood more about the manifesting process, and how can we use this in our own lives?
I think the thing is, I know the law of attraction is a really popular thing. Everyone knows the law of attraction. And people think like making a vision board and just wishing about something, it's going to manifest. It's not, because you need to take action as well. And I think that's the missing element. I mean, there's loads of spiritual laws out there, but I think taking action as well and owning your part in the process is where people fall short. Trying to force something, it's not gonna, the universe isn't gonna knock on your door one day and be like, here we go, here's your £1 million house. It's not gonna happen. You need to go out there and sort of help the universe along. The universe is not your bitch.
No. I always say it's like a co-creator thing, isn't it?
It's like, so co-create, yeah.
Yeah. So how can people use it then? What can they start to do to kind of manifest all the good stuff they want in their own life?
Well, I think first you need to know what you want. And why you want it. Do you want it for an egotistical point of view? Do you want it just because someone else has got it, or it's going to make you feel good for 5 minutes, or is it going to have a real benefit to you? Because that's the thing, we all want things. I mean, we're human after all, but it's why you want that thing. Is it just going to fill a void for a moment, and then it's not actually filling that what desire you really want? Come from a space of why do you want this thing? Is it going to serve you? Is it in alignment with, with your values and everything? And then set the intention and tell the universe what it is you want, and then go and take some steps to make it happen. And the biggest thing is just to surrender that outcome. You need to be okay with it not happening. It sounds really counterproductive, doesn't it? But you really need to be okay. If it doesn't happen, it's not the end of the world, you
That's
know.
the
And
thing.
then
I mean,
expectation.
like I say, I work for you myself, and the reason that these interviews exist is Dawn's fault. So you can blame Dawn, right? Because working with her helped me get clear on what I wanted and what I wanted next. So that's what it gave me. It was like, because I was feeling kind of like, especially after 6 months of lockdown, I was like, well, what do I want next? You know, I'm a bit kind of, not bored, but I'm always looking for the next challenge, but I didn't really know what that was. And then kind of working with you helped me get kind of clear on, like you say, my direction, my purpose, my passions, what I'm good at. You know, I'm kind of putting all those pieces together, and from that, this is what was born. So it was like, I find it a really useful process to kind of look back at yourself and look at yourself now and seeing where that can take you. It's like a jigsaw puzzle, isn't it?
Yeah, I love looking back at how things have worked out, and it's like when you look at the pieces and how they've slotted into place, even things that don't happen how you want them to happen, when you then look back and see what happened instead, it's just like, wow, that's why it happened. You know, it's crazy. It's really crazy, and it's so cool. Just the whole thing is just evolving all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. Because your journey is not like, you didn't start off doing this, of course. And I do know your story, but I know a lot of people don't. So those that don't know it, you actually started working off in business, didn't you? That was your first kind of port call, as it were.
Yeah, I had a bricks and mortar shop. I have a coffee shop. I started off back in 2006, 2007.
Right.
Yeah, started off as a juice bar and kind of evolved from there. Yeah, it's weird, and I was not sort of like into this spiritual stuff at all. I probably would have laughed at someone that talked about angels, like, take them to the crazy house.
Because I can't be like, okay.
Yes, I'm not hanging out with you.
So was there like a catalyst moment for you then, kind of like just changed everything?
I think I started to fall out of love with what I was doing. You know, I was working all the time. I hated it. It was just making me miserable. And, you know, serving other people and, you know, clicking their fingers at you. Get me a coffee. And it's like, no, I don't want to get you a coffee. Don't click your fingers at me. And I think I just started to resent it and hate it. And I thought, I don't want that for my life. The whole point of going into business was to have the freedom to do things that I wanted to do when I wanted to do them. And I didn't have that freedom and that choice. And I don't know what happened. I think some psychic came into my life and it kind of triggered something. And I was like, ooh, that's interesting. It's still weird, but I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
And it was, I remember it was New Year's Eve, 2016.
Right.
And, you know, on my own, like living away from my kids. Like it was a really horrible situation. And I was like drunk, you know, drinking out of the Prosecco bottle. Like, really? What the hell was that? And I don't know what triggered it, but I lit a candle and I wrote on a piece of paper, like, you know, to the universe, please help me. And I burnt this piece of paper and like let it out. And I was like, what the hell am I doing? Like, I'm drunk and I'm praying to the universe. So I didn't think anything of it. Sobered up the next day. And things fell into place. I kind of followed the signs I was given. And here I am now, like weird. I
don't think it's kind of how you surrender. I just think, like you say, take your hands off the reins. It's like, okay, I'm ready now to co-create. And if that takes a bottle of Prosecco to do that, then, you know, the universe doesn't complain.
Don't drink it out of the bottle, like it's so unclassy.
I just have visions of you like Bridget Jones, you know, at the beginning where she's like singing all by myself into the hairbrush.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty.
We've all been there, babe. We've all been there, honestly. So what do you wish that you know now when you started out? So what lessons have you learned? What have you been through that you wish you'd known when you began this journey?
Oh, don't try and do it all at once. And don't rush it. Like I thought I could like rush it and do everything at once and like literally I'll become a millionaire in 6 months. And that happens for people, but when you look at their journey, it hasn't taken 6 months. There's stuff going on behind the scenes. It's actually taken them a lot longer. Focus on one thing at a time and stop trying to control the situation, you know, and go with the flow with the challenges. The challenges are there to teach you something. And it's just that simple, you know. Don't get frustrated with yourself. that you don't think you're always making progress. You're always making
Absolutely.
progress.
I always say to people, if you do one thing, just one thing every day,
Yeah.
it will take you to where you're supposed to be. It doesn't matter whether it's a
Totally.
5-minute thing or an hour thing or an all-day thing. Just
Yeah.
do something.
Yeah. And it's easy to compare yourself to what everyone else is doing, especially when you look online and see people like, oh, there's a millionaire, there's a billionaire, oh, that person's doing what I'm doing. Oh my God, they're getting more followers than me. It's stupid. Everyone is on their own journey, and it's perfect for everyone. So
yeah, absolutely. Don't compare your chapter 1 to somebody's chapter 50. You don't know what they've been through. You don't know their journey. You're only seeing what they're showing you, you know?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Mind you, it's still a lesson. I mean, there are times when I'm like, but I'm impatient and frustrated and I want it like now.
Yeah. Same here. It's really hard to get out of it. And the thing is, just sit with that. Allow yourself, why am I impatient? Like, what is it I'm wanting and what am I not fulfilling right now? Because most of the time you can give it to yourself. You can step into what you want and you can get into that feeling right now. So yeah, it's
one
hard.
One of the things that I said was about doing some more writing of my book. And I've been sitting there going, oh, you know, I really should write this book. I have actually like put fingers on keyboard before today. Not for about a month, because it was, but I was still sitting there like, oh, it was almost like I wish the book would write itself.
Yeah, nice. That'd be nice.
So yes, again, you do have to be proactive. And I think people, if you can take anything from this, it's like, you want something in your life, you've got to go out there and do something, right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
even if it's something really small, really small. It doesn't have to be anything big.
No, absolutely. So what has been your hardest lesson so far, and what did it teach you?
I think patience. Yeah, I'm a Sagittarius. I'm very impatient. I want everything now. And I think probably for the first 3 years, I was like, this is stupid. This whole working with the universe thing, like, it's dumb. It doesn't work. You know, praying's useless. Affirmations are useless. Angels suck. You know, all of that, because it wasn't coming to me. And I was like, hate you all. It's only in the last, I don't know, 12, 18 months, I'm like, okay, fine. I'm just going to give up. If it comes to me, it comes to me. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And it just works. And it's all starting to fall into place. I'm like, so I'm way more patient. And I think COVID had helped us become a world of patient people. I mean, queuing outside Tesco's during COVID, you had to be patient or you weren't going to get food. So it's really helped us.
Definitely. It's a really positive way to look at it, because it's like, trying to find the blessing in the chaos, you know. Yes. There's always good somewhere, even if you have to look really, really hard.
Yeah, sometimes it's not obvious.
It makes me laugh, because it's like you're so doing what you were born to do, you know. It really makes me, I find it strange to think that you would ever think that, because it's like, I can't imagine you do anything else. It's like you're Little Miss Unicorn. It's like, it's so strange to me, you know.
I know, it's weird looking back at even the last 2 years, like, whoa, I've changed so much. And not like I've changed, like I've like come back to who I was supposed to be.
Yeah,
I just,
absolutely.
I got distracted with human life.
Sadly, a lot of people do, but it's to find that thing that you're passionate about, and once you do that, it's like, you just take off, right? Eventually.
Eventually, it happens when you're ready for it to happen.
Yes, absolutely. So another question: if you could try and travel back in a DeLorean to your childhood self, what in the world would you say to her?
Oh, that's so interesting you done that, because I actually done like a regression last week when I visited my childhood self. Woohoo, that's so cool. And it was really interesting, because when I was a kid, I was so quiet, like I didn't want to speak to anybody. I know, I never smiled. I was so unsure of myself, and I felt like such a loner most of the time, because you know, when you feel just you don't belong, you feel like everyone thinks you're weird because you're into this like weird stuff. That was me. And I'd probably say to myself, you know, be weird, embrace the weirdness, because, you know, so much is going to happen to you, so much awaits you, and, you know, your greatest strength is your weirdness. So absolutely. It's cool. It's totally cool.
There's a wonderful book, I was trying to think who wrote it. It's called Blessed Are the Weird. And it is that thing of like being unique and eclectic and strange, and kind of following that and not seeing it as a weakness.
No, being weird is the best. And we're all weird, aren't we, really, at the end of the day?
Yeah, in our own way. But the
Yeah.
world is so like patriarchy dominant. There are things like, you know, the scientists and the business leaders and all of that has been, but all the people who are more kind of spiritual or creative or artistic, you know, they've really struggled to find their place. But I think the world needs more of them now.
They do. They do. And if you think about it, we're more normal, the spiritual people. We're more normal because the universe has always been around. It's like, that's what's natural. So we're actually more in tune with what's normal than anyone who's not spiritual. It's crazy. It's how you think. Yeah, it's crazy.
Absolutely. And kind of actually coming back to the kind of beings that we were always supposed to be and working in harmony with that rather than trying to control it, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know what happens when you try to control something? It never goes the way you want it to do, and you just end up stressed and crying on the floor. So
yeah, it's true. But like I said, it's that kind of delicate kind of tightrope between wanting it and then letting go. And it's kind of this horrible place of like, and even been doing it 10 years, and even I find myself on kind of tipping too heavy on one side at some point, you know? It's like trying to find that middle ground.
Yeah. Sometimes there's a better thing that's more in line to what you want, and you haven't even, you know, considered it. And if you let go, then, you know, you'll find that there's a better way.
What do your children think about what you do?
They love it.
Yeah,
they absolutely love it. They're my biggest fans. They always want to see what my, you know, Instagram stories are. Can we watch your stories today? And what are you working on today, mummy? Can we pick a card? It's funny.
Bless them. That's good. That's a good role model, I think, for children to actually like be true to yourself and do something that you love. I think is the best role model.
It is. And if they're feeling like worried at school or something, you know, we always go through, okay, what angel can you take to school with you today to make you feel better? And yeah, it's kind of cute.
Bless them. So who or what inspires you to be your best self?
Ooh. Who or what? I think the first two people when I started doing this that inspired me the most was Lisa Lister and Kyle Gray. They were the first two people that I found and stalked. And they kind of set me off on this path and on this journey. So yeah, they were the first two people I kind of connected with, and because they're so down to earth and so real, and it made sense. And I was able to connect with them and relate to them. And
moving forward, is there it's like anybody else or anything else kind of really just, I don't know, lights you up and just like encourages you to keep going and keep pushing and wanting more, or is it still them?
It's still them, but there's also another lady I absolutely love. If anyone knows Catherine Zinkina from Manifestation Babe.
Oh, yes.
I love her. She is so cool, and she swears a lot, which is epic. She is so cool and so inspirational and knows so much and helps so many people. And she's made such success of what she loves to do. And she's really inspiring. I really like what she does. And she takes manifestation to a whole new level.
Exactly, and because you work with manifesting and all that sort of stuff, to see somebody like kicking ass with it is pretty great for you, because she's like, well, she can do it. What can I do? You know. I
know. It's great to have them people, because rather than get sort of like freaked out by them, like, oh, I can never have what you have. Look to them like, okay, they've done it. Well, let's follow their advice and, you know, watch them, because if they've done it, I can do it. So it's good to have people like that, and I think everyone should go and find people that are in a place that they want to be, because then they can use that to sort of like motivate them.
Yeah, it's like that old kind of thing of like, if you were having a dinner party, what 5 people would you invite? But I think rather than like people who you just want to have a conversation with, I think think about it as like people who inspire you to be better, inspire you to go further. We should point out that both Dawn and I have a real kind of thing about Tom Hiddleston. It's a shared mutual love. We decided that if one of us gets him, we're gonna timeshare him. It's fine.
Yeah. And the more I say his name, the more I'm manifesting it. So I'm just gonna put him in here.
I don't think he knows that. I don't think he's aware of either of us, but it's fine. One of us, right?
He might get a bit freaked out, but hey, he might not. I'm willing to take that risk.
Oh my gosh. Okay, back to serious mode, Katie. Interview. So what advice would you have for anybody at the moment that feels lost, feels hopeless, just feels completely in the dark? You know, what kind of light can you give them to lead them out?
Oh, just take some time for you and look at what lights you up. You know, sometimes we do things because we feel like we have to, or sometimes just because we're good at something, we think we have to. Just because you're good at something doesn't mean you should do it, you know, if it makes you miserable. So I think taking some time out and just working out what lights you up and just try to do more of that, you know, because the more you're lit up you are, the more you're going to come into alignment with your soul, and the steps will be given and things will just become easier. So that's just a really simple thing to do. Just make a list of the things that light you up and start doing more of them each day. And it'll just become easier and easier. Yeah.
Absolutely. I kind of reconnected to painting. I just love it. It's so relaxing and so creative. And that isn't necessarily about other people. It's about, if you say, I do it because it makes me happy. So
yeah. And when you're in that zone of happiness, you know, you'll get that clarity and you'll get the next message and you'll get the focus, and it'll all just sort of like, it's like a ripple effect, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just really simple. Do something every day that, you know, lights you up, and just for you, take some time out for you.
Definitely. So what is next on the big Dawn Evans journey? What are you thinking about bringing in next? Because don't tell, I know you've thought about it. I already know. So
I've got a 12-month plan. Like,
of course you have.
Well, next is going to be, I've got an awesome 5-day challenge coming up. Which...
Don't tell anybody, it's a secret.
No, it's going to be live very, very soon. So I've got a 5-day challenge come up, and then doors to Moon School open. So that's
exciting. That is exciting.
Yeah, and that's going to be pretty fun.
I do see a book for you. I know I'm not supposed to be like giving you psychic messages or in these interviews, but I do see you writing a book about all this stuff at some point. Just saying, just thought I'd drop that in on there.
That's on my board, and that's of course that's in my plan.
Of course,
I've always wanted to write a book, so yeah, I'm just feeling my way of what the book's going to be about. I keep having different ideas, but it hasn't hit me yet, you know, the genius idea, but it'll come.
Yeah, absolutely. So, as you know, these interviews are called the Glow interviews because I wanted to bring some light to the darkness and inspire people and bring some, you know, light. So in that vein, what lights you up, Dawn? What is it that brings you joy?
Oh, snacks. I love snacks. No, I'm really happy. I mean, I love my work. I would happily spend every single day at the laptop working with snacks. No, so aside from that,
Tom Hiddleston on this hand and crisps on this hand,
and snacks on the other. Yeah, he can feed me the snacks. That'd be brilliant. Oh my god, that's going on my vision board.
She's literally going to draw a picture of Tom Hiddleston feeding her crisps.
I will. You wait. It'll be on Instagram later, photoshopped.
Look out for that. There's a treat for us all, I tell you.
Oh, I can see it now. Visualize.
Absolutely. You know, you build it, they will come. Oh, that's the film dreams.
Oh, loads of things light me up. I mean, I don't get out a lot, so it's mainly stuff I can do in home. I mean, I'd love to travel. I love going and seeing new places and things, but reading, I love to read. And I love to watch superhero films.
Cool. Yeah. Oh, there you go. If you could be any superhero, what superhero would you be?
What superhero would I be? I love Wonder Woman, but she's DC, not Marvel. So, you know, my loyalty is with Marvel. You know, I can't say her. Loki's wife? No.
Really got a problem. I think we should call somebody.
I know. I need to calm it down right now. We'll stick with Wonder Woman. Yeah, everyone loves
it's safer. Just safer. Guys, I hope you can see that Dawn is she just makes me smile. She's nuts, but in the most wonderful, wonderful way. And if you go and work with her or check her out, you can't help but smile. Your energy is so good, Dawn. Bless you. And thank you for being here today. Go and check her out. I put the links down here, so go and click and get your manifest game on. She's awesome. Thank you, Dawn. Honestly.
You're more than welcome. It's been fun.
It's been loads of fun, and I look forward to more vision boards and more Instagram posts very soon.
You've got it.
Pleasure. Well, guys, this has been the Glow Interviews with Dawn, and thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Lots of love. Take care. Bye.